everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today we are doing a nutrient spotlight on vitamin D. So vitamin D is perhaps my favorite nutrient. It's the vitamin of the sun, but it's also found in foods such as egg yolk and dairy products, liver, red meat, and fatty fish. So mackerel, salmon, sardines, that kind of thing. Most of the time we're getting most of our source from the sun. And if you live in a gloomy environment, or perhaps in the Northeast or northern environments where, the winter is just kind of dark and harsh, we tend to really be deficient. And it's been shown in numerous studies that a deficiency of vitamin D is correlated with low fertility. So those with adequate levels of vitamin D tend to get pregnant easier and faster, and those with low levels of vitamin D tend to take a longer time and have more trouble getting pregnant. So not only is vitamin D good for fertility, it's also incredibly good for our emotional wellness. It's very good for our digestive health. If you have IBS or other issues with your digestion, it's great for your immune health. But of course, the focus of our sessions are more as it relates to hormonal health and fertility. So for women with PCOS, it's extremely important because the levels are tending to be found very low in women with PCOS struggling with infertility. So definitely for women with PCOS, I suggest supplementing on top of your food sources and getting outside as much as possible. It's also correlated with endometriosis and the spread of endometriosis. So it's been found that having adequate levels actually reduces the impact of endometriosis on your fertility. It is also really helpful in certain cases for women with PCOS who have trouble building uterine lining. So if you're not achieving implantation because your uterine lining is too thin, then it might be a helpful nutrient for you. It was also found in IVF studies to improve IVF outcomes. So there was just numerous study after study, and large ones too, to prove that this nutrient is incredibly helpful for fertility. I can tell you that I do see a lot of my patients get pregnant in the brighter months, like spring through fall, for example, and sometimes less so in the winter. And I do sometimes see the IVF results be better, like more eggs retrieved, easier chances of implantation. We don't know if it's the vitamin D, but I mean, there's some parallels there that make me think that it's quite useful. So though I do think supplementation is helpful, and most of the research is around about 2,000 IU per day from a good source, I do recommend, if you're on a fertility journey, also supplementing too. If you want to get really the good details on your levels, you could also just have a test run by your doctor. But if you live in a northeastern or a northern environment, or just a place that doesn't get a lot of sun, you may as well assume that you have low levels. Not to mention that COVID has made us stay inside a heck of a lot. So consider supplementing a little bit, consider looking at it a little bit deeper, and this nutrient might be your fertility ally.